guys, we are working on practice sheet 16. So number 1 says determine the constant of proportionality for each proportional relationship. So remember, when we have an equation, we want it in this form. Okay? That's how we want it. We want y by itself, and whatever is in front of the x is k, which is your constant of proportionality. Okay? So when I look at this, I need to get y by itself. There's an 8 in front of that. So I divide by 8, divide by 8. Okay? So I can rewrite this like this. This is how I would do it. Now, your job is punch that into the calculator. Just the fraction. Whatever you get, that's k because that's in front of the x. Okay? Okay, so number 2 says the table shows the linear relationship between the number of hours Frida has driven X and the number of miles she drove. Okay, so this is based on the table. How fast does Rita drive? So we want, basically, we want miles per hour. Okay. Now, one thing this says is it says it's linear, but we don't know that that means it's proportional. So I'm just going to kind of take this table back to make sure it's proportional. So from here to here, it goes back 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. I'm just going to put it here. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay. So 300 to 200, that's 100. So that means 200 minus 100 is 100. 100 minus 100 is 0. So it does go through 0, 0. Okay. So y equals kx. And basically we're wanting miles per hour. We can just divide this miles by hours because it is proportional. It forms a constant ratio. So you can choose any one of these. Okay? So for instance, I could put any of these. I could put this one, miles, but if I choose this one, that's what I'm going to use. I could choose this one, I could choose this one, but I'm going to just choose this one. Miles would be 350. Number of hours would be 7. You punch that into your calculator, get an answer, and that will be miles per hour. Okay? Miles per hour. Remember, this is x, this is y. Okay? Y, x. But miles, just as easy, miles per hour. We understand that that is speed. Okay? So it says right answer as a unit rate. That's what we're doing. Unit rate means we want per 1. Okay? And now we're going to try number 3. It says find the value of x and y. Okay. So again, remember, we start with x. These two, it doesn't matter where we start. These two are supplementary, so they add up to 180. X plus 148 equals 180. You can write that as an equation if you want, or you can solve it a different way. But these two should add up to 180. Okay? Now, for y, there's different ways of doing it. You could use this one. You could say 4y plus 13 plus this number plus 79 equals 180. Perfectly fine. Or you could add the remote angles, 4y plus 13 plus the other number, 79, which gives me the remote angle. Okay? So you can solve that. Okay, and that will give you y. Which one, number 4, which transformations do not maintain congruence? Do not maintain congruence mean they change size. Okay, so remember, the ones that maintain congruence are the first ones we learned. Translation, reflection, rotation. These maintain congruence. These maintain congruence. The rest of them change size. They do not maintain congruence. So if you see a translation, cross it out. If you see a reflection, cross it out. If you see a rotation, cross it out. Okay? The ones that are left will be some form of change in size or a dilation. Okay? Okay, number 5. I put the wrong word here. I'm going to fix that, but put that as a room. Okay, that should be a room. I'm going to fix that right now while I'm on here so I don't forget for another time. Okay. I changed up last week's problem. So if you remember how we solve it, it's the same. A room is created in the shape of a square. The area of the room is 210 square feet. What is the side length of the room? So remember, side length, guys. Side length of a square is this, right? So that is square root. Side length of a square is this. So put that number here and use your calculator, okay? My suggestion, guys, also is as you do this, don't do the whole video at once. Pause and solve. That's what I would do. Pause and solve. Okay, number 6 says, an aquarium is being filled with water. The graph shows the height of the water over time as the aquarium is being filled. Which statement best describes the rate of change? Okay, rate of change. So one thing that we can see here is this is proportional. This is proportional. So we can also use constant of proportionality. Okay, so and in this, I don't even think you need that. I think you can just kind of look at this. So I'm going to go through one, and as in one of these, and I'm going to either put a true or a false. We're going to be looking for a true statement. Okay. This is the height of the water increases. So guys, this is the height. The height of the water increases by 20 inches per second. Okay. So here's a second. Here's the height of the water. So notice the height of the water, if at 1 second, that's only 2.5. That's not 20 inches. That line would have to be like, you'd have to have a point going through that. So this one is wrong. That was false. Okay. And then B says the height of the water increases 1 inch per second. So if I look here, half of that would be 2.5. If you don't know that, put in your calculator 5 divided by 2 decimal, and you'll get 2.5. Okay, that's in the middle. But at 1, that looks like it's about 2.5, right? So at 1 second, the height of the water increases by 1 inch. So 1 inch would be about maybe right here. So that's not right. At 1, it's about 2.5. I hope y'all understand that. At 1, it's about 2.5. Okay, so you're going to read these two and figure out which one is correct. This comes from a star, guys. Hopefully this is one that you understand. This comes from a release star test. Okay, number 7. I need you to do this one. I need you to use your formula chart. Okay? You're going to write the formula. Put the numbers in. Put it in your calculator and give me the answer. Okay? Please make sure you know this is the radius. Okay? I can use radius for both of these. Okay. And number 8. We're at the last one. Quadrilateral ABCD is reflected over the X. So remember, reflect over X means X stays the same. Do y'all remember that? That means that the Y changes. Okay. So y'all know what I like to do. I always like to put my original point next to it. Then I'll do the rule. So A is 1, 2, 3 negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive. Okay, so now I'm looking at my rule. It's still XY. Keep it XY, but the Y changes to a negative. Or the opposite sign. Okay, so now you're going to do B. Okay?